What's good? This is Trey. Welcome to this presentation. In this video, I want to talk about how studying supervillains can make you more attractive. All right. So one thing we gotta understand and accept is that women, they tend to be attracted to the bad boy, right? The guy who kind of has like he kind of has like a darkness to himself, right? Not like an actual evil guy, but like just a guy who kind of has that edge to him, right? So you can actually be like a good, nice dude, like a gentleman, but you don't want to be. You need to have some kind of edge to you. You need to have some kind of like, for example, one of the survival values that mystery talks about in the mystery method is protector of loved ones, right? So the way I see that is, you can be like a cool dude that's just whatever, just relax, but there needs to be that part of you, and you need to give off this quality or qualities that let people know, don't fuck with this dude, right? Like, you want to have that quality because women will feel safe around you knowing that you have that quality. Like, if something happens, you will step up, you will protect them, you will, keep them safe in the environment. So supervillains, if you look at supervillains, they have characteristics that you can basically take on or start embodying that will add this edge to your character, that will add this bad boy vibe to your character, which will make you more attractive to women. Because you don't want to be walking around all soft and cuddly all the time. It's not very attractive. Like, yes, there are some women that will go for that, but most women, they're looking for like a man that, can protect them and make them feel safe, that type of thing. So I found when you add that edge, that bad boyness to your character, it helps. It makes you more attractive. So anyway, so I'll just give you like a supervillain that I'll give you a couple of them that I've studied that have helped me to add that edge to my character. Because whether you want to believe it or not, I used to be like a super nice guy, right? Like, I was definitely a super nice guy. I remember actually in middle school, like, a girl asked me to tie her shoe. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I was quick to tie her shoe. Like, I got down and I was, yeah, I'll tie your shoe. And I'm thinking back, I'm like, why did you tie her shoe? For what? And I actually thought that would make her like me, right? So I had like this nice guy. I used to think like being nice would get girls. Anyway, so I looked at the supervillain. The first supervillain that I really studied and looked at was the Joker. And the Joker helped me to take on this quality of essentially not caring as much, not giving a fuck as much, kind of seeing the humor in things, being able to laugh and basically be carefree, and that's a quality that's really attractive to women, because this is the guy who can be light and playful. This is the guy who is not resisting the girl's communication. This is the guy who can flow, with the vibes of things. This is the guy who's not going to get all serious and shit, right? So I took on those characteristics, right, because they're powerful. They're attractive characteristics. Like, because if you understand attraction, all it is like creating emotions and a vibe that feels good, right? That feels good. That makes a woman feel safe and feel like she can go into her feminine energy and basically like enjoy, the interaction, right? So this character, the Joker, he kind of helped me with becoming more playful, less serious, more spontaneous, right? More able to laugh and not take offense to things, right? So this made me more interesting in my conversation. Like, before, I would have been like maybe more serious and more rigid and that kind of thing. Whereas the Joker helped me to relax and chill out and right and be more carefree, right? But at the same time, like, there's still like there's like an element of danger that the Joker kind of gives off, right? Like, he's playful, he's funny and stuff like that, but there's also this part like, yo, don't push it too far, right? So I learned that quality from him, right? The Joker really helped me, like especially during a time where I was like getting there was a time where I was getting very serious about life and things weren't making sense to me. And the Joker, like studying the Joker character, it helped me to kind of really just stop caring so much, stop taking shit so seriously, stop giving so much fucks, and just learn to enjoy life. So the Joker helped me with that. And that those characteristics, like if you get around women and you communicate with these characteristics, they respond to you better, right? Because it creates better interactions, it creates better vibes, right? And so I learned that from a supervillain, right? Most people would be like, why would you study a supervillain? But it helped me to become more attractive, right? Another one I looked at was Bane. So Bane, from the Batman movies, he is more of like a, he helped me with more of like a, it's like a dominance. Okay, so his character is more dominance and like brutal. But so here's the thing. You got to be intelligent about shit. Like I'm not going to go around like dominating people and like, oh, I'm going to beat you. No, that's not what I mean. It's like it's just a demeanor, right? It's a demeanor. It's a way you carry yourself, right? It's like when Bane, if you watch the character Bane, he doesn't even really need to talk. Like you just get it. Like, yo, this dude, don't fuck with this dude. Like you just get it, right? Because he just has that vibe. He has that beingness. So that's what I wanted, because I don't necessarily want to have to walk around, explaining myself and putting on a show. No, I want to just step up and people get it, right? So I learned that from Bane. Like Bane, just his presence. Like if you watch the movie, I think it's Dark Knight Rises, when Bane shows up on the screen, like you got to pay attention, right? He has a presence about himself, right? So I look at these things and I'm like, yo, these are attractive qualities, because if you look at like a high value man or a high status man or a man who gets women, like they will demonstrate these qualities if you pay attention. Like when he shows up, there's like a beingness that they carry that it's not, you just look at this person, you're like, yo, this is not a regular dude. And that's what attraction and seduction is. Like you show up and you're not a regular dude. Like you have some interesting qualities that you've combined, and it's like the combination of these qualities, like you radiate a certain aura and people can feel it, you know what I mean? And they can see it, and it's cool. It makes you an interesting person, right? So that's Bane, and I'll give you one more. What was another character I looked at? I looked at the Joker, I looked at Bane, and then I also looked at, let's see, who's another villain? I looked at Thanos. So Thanos, to me, his vibe, what I learned from Thanos is like, he's just on it. Okay, so he sets a goal or sets an intention and no one can get in his way. That's what I liked about Thanos' character. Like Thanos' character, like like if you want to talk about someone that knows how to set a goal and go after it, like he set that goal that he's gonna get the what was it, the 5 gems on his gauntlet or whatever, and he got all 5. No one was able to stop him, right? But it's like his mindset. So to me, he represents grounded masculinity. If there's somebody who's grounded in their masculinity, it's Thanos. No one's gonna shake him. No one's gonna move him. No one's gonna, get him to change his mind. His mind is set, and he's gonna get what he wants, or die trying. And I noticed that energy is attractive to women. Like women, they like a man that's on his purpose, that knows what he wants, that's assertive, and he's just going for it, and there's nothing that can stop him, right? I noticed that they respond very well to that energy, right? So Thanos is a good example of that. So you can learn, these are like fun ways to get to improve yourself. Like I wanted to figure out, okay, self-development, self-improvement, okay, that's cool, but how can I have fun doing it? And this is a fun way to do it. You look at different characters, right? Like when I watch movies, when I watch TV, when I play video games, I'm not just playing them or watching them just to play them or watch them. I'm learning from these characters in the movies, right? I'm learning from the Joker. I'm learning from Bane. I'm learning from Thanos. I'm learning from whoever it is, right? When I read books, right? I just read a book. It's called, what was it called? It actually had a female lead, and it was called Mortal Instruments, I believe. Yeah, Mortal Instruments. And like, I'm learning from the characters in that book. You know what I mean? You know, in that book, there's a villain in that book. I didn't really study him too in depth, but subconsciously, I'm sure I picked up on some of those qualities, because not since I'm in the state of mind, I'll pick up on things without even trying to. I just look at how the characters respond. But basically, in that book, you know, there's this girl who, she has a friend, and you could just see, even in the book, man, you see the whole bad boy gets the girl once again. Because there's this girl, the main character is a girl, and she has this friend who she's been friends with her whole life in the in the book. And the friend is like, I guess he likes her, but she doesn't like acknowledge that or whatever, right? And then she meets this other guy, and this other guy is basically like a bad boy. You know, he doesn't give a fuck. He's just doing whatever. And then like somehow they're talking, and I guess they start flirting or some shit like that, and they start making out. And she only knew this guy for like I don't know, like maybe a week or two. And she had the friend that she knew the friend for years from childhood, and nothing went down. And then she met that guy in a week. And it's because he was demonstrating certain qualities, man. And those qualities, I'm telling you, look at supervillains. The supervillains have those qualities. Supervillains don't give a fuck, man. They go and get what they want. Now, I'm not saying to be a supervillain, to be evil. I'm saying look at the attributes that you can take on that will add edge, that will add that bad boyness to your character, because I'm telling you, it's attractive. We all know this. The bad boy, you know, in movies, in school, in wherever you go, the bad boy seems to get the girls. Okay, so we need to look at those attributes and see how can we implement them and become more attractive and add that edge to our character, right? And it's not like I'm saying like, okay, you watch a villain, you add an attribute, and all of a sudden you're a bad boy. No, this is something you need to actually work on. Like if you see a certain characteristic in the character that you want, you have to work on becoming it. So for example, if you see a character is grounded in his masculinity, you need to work on becoming grounded in your masculinity. For example, the Joker is very carefree and humorous, and he can laugh at shit and not give a fuck. You got to work on being that, right? Bane is very dominant and like, you know, he's straight to the point. He's sharp, you know what I mean? He's not gonna like beat around the bush. He's gonna, you know, say what needs to be said, do what needs to be done. Like that's the characteristics, and that's you. You would have to start applying that in your life. And the more you apply these characteristics, the more you start to embody them and you start to become it. And then you'll see, you start interacting with women with these new qualities that you develop, they'll start responding to you differently, right? They'll start responding, they'll start to become more feminine around you. They'll start to, you know what I mean? Because now you're more masculine. You're demonstrating these traits, attractive traits that women are seeking, or these traits that turn women on. All right, so that's the advice, man. Check out these supervillains. You know, any supervillain that you like, that you admire, check out the supervillain and see, why do you admire him? What are these attributes? What are these characteristics that he's demonstrating that you admire, and see how you can tap into those characteristics and make yourself more interesting and add more flavor to your personality. All right. So if you're a man watching this and you're not in the Unbreakable Beast Tribe, you're missing out. That's where I put all my content on how you can become more attractive, become unbreakable in your confidence, eliminate your fear of approaching women, and just become a sexy beast. All right, so if you're interested, I'll drop a link to the group in the comment section, and I'll see you inside. Peace.